also the Masonic Auditorium. This is an entertainment venue built in the 1930s. And if you look also here to the right, you can see one of the steepest blocks in San Francisco. This one block here of Taylor Street. That's a beautiful church. Now see, it's not finished. No steeples yet. And they might not ever build it as long as I'm alive. As long as I'm here. The Flood Mansion is this one on the left, the only of the mansions that survived the '06 quake, but the other mansions were equally as large or larger. No one lives here now today. It's a very exclusive private men's club called the Union Pacific Club. Across from that, the white building on our left, this is the famous Fairmont Hotel. Now this hotel was under construction. It was always built to be a hotel. It was under construction in 1906 when the earthquake hit the city. But they finished it in 1907. Now, if you look around it, you see all those flags at the top of the entrance. Each one of those flags represents one of the countries that was part of the original United Nations Charter. The United Nations Charter was written and signed in San Francisco, and the first meetings of the United Nations took place here in San Francisco in 1945. Another very popular thing to do here, folks, is to come to this hotel here on the right. This is the Mark Hopkins Hotel. At the very top is a very famous restaurant and bar called the Top of the Mark. So when I was a kid, whenever people would come and visit, my parents would come here with them, and they would go up there to have a cocktail up at the Top of the Mark. And then they would cross the street and come to the Fairmont Hotel and go to the 1940s Tonga Room. This is a tiki lounge, an authentic tiki lounge, and that's here on the left. The Tonga Room. Every 20 minutes, they'll have a live rainstorm in the restaurant. Every 20 minutes.
Wow.
Now through the fog on our right, we can see what is now the tallest building in the city. We're going to get a lot closer to it, and that's called the Salesforce Tower. It hasn't opened yet, so no one's working in it yet. Currently, the tallest building in operation is the one on our left, and that one is the Transamerica Pyramid. Straight ahead of us is the Bay Bridge, and we can see from the city the lights of the Bay Bridge, and that's going to be the best part of the night tour when we come back to San Francisco. We're going to go to Treasure Island, where we'll get a good view of the city, but we won't be able to actually see the Bay lights unless you're in San Francisco. So we come from the first wealthy neighborhood in San Francisco. This is called Nob Hill. On the right side, we'll pass the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And then we're going to go to the financial district, straight up ahead, where those tall buildings are. And that's where all the money was made. That's where all the money is still made. And right in the middle of these two neighborhoods of wealth is an area of the city known as Chinatown. Now the Chinese first come to California. They first come here through San Francisco in 1851. They come here to participate in the California Gold Rush, which began in 1849. So San Francisco's Chinatown is not only the oldest Chinese community in San Francisco, it is in fact the oldest Asian community in all of North America. On our left side is this brick church, Old St. Mary's, from 1854. The outside of the building survived the 1906 earthquake and fire. And when it was first built, it was the tallest building in San Francisco. It was also the tallest building in all of California when it was first built in 1854. If you do come to Chinatown and the church is open, they have a nice display of photographs of the area here, especially photographs around the time of the earthquake. Very interesting. And now we're coming right into the financial district, ladies and gentlemen. So on our right side is this very tall, round building. Now the third tallest building in the city after Salesforce and Transamerica. It is now called the Microsoft Building. But originally it was called the Bank of America Building when it first opened in 1971. Interesting in that the way they made it with these ridges You look up to the windows here. It was done that way to give everybody a sense of having a corner office. But the next street we come to, ladies and gentlemen, is a street called Montgomery Street. And here marks the original shoreline of the city of San Francisco. Before they named the city San Francisco, the city's name was Yerba Buena. It was a sleeping Mexican village, which begins in 1835. 1848 is when they changed the name from Yerba Buena to San Francisco. And they named it after the cove of water known as Yerba Buena Cove. And that would have been right here to the left. And during the gold rush, Yerba Buena Cove would fill with hundreds and hundreds of boats. Over 700 boats came here, we believe. Over 300 of these boats would simply be left here, abandoned, simply to rot. And they would become the first landfill of the city. So, a little bit later, we're going to see the ferry building. The ferry building is built on what was once water. Ferry building was built in 1898, so we can imagine that all of this area was filled in even by 1906. But everything you see here, folks, everything around you now, with the exception of St. Mary's Church, but